Good evening, everyone. Kindly stand by as we'll be starting in just 5 minutes. While waiting, please share this free webinar with your friends and colleagues. We're also live on YouTube, so please feel free to let your network know. Just a quick reminder, everyone is eligible for a free e-certificate as long as you complete the evaluation form at the end of the session. Welcome to Alpha TV, making you hashtag significantly better. Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to Alpha TV. Have your pen and paper ready as we begin tonight's session because together we'll become hashtag significantly better through accessible and sustainable lifelong learning. Help us spread the word about this free webinar because we still have plenty of seats available. Just follow the three easy steps for a chance to win 100 pesos Gcash. Step 1, post any screenshot of the session and share your learnings tonight. Step 2, tag at FlexPH Academy. And step 3, use the hashtag AlphaTV2026. Please remember everyone is eligible to receive a free e-certificate as long as you complete the evaluation form at the end of the session. Welcome once again to Alpha TV in pursuit of knowledge and continuous improvement with ASLEX PH Academy. I am Junix and we are very happy to have you again with us tonight. Tonight's episode is made possible with the support of our generous partners. IXL CIE Review Center. Graduates of any Alpha Premium program may receive an additional 500 peso discount. The Startup Podcast PH. Tuwos, the first Filipino cloud-based analytics platform. Enjoy a free 90-day trial by visiting alphatuos.com. And we'd also like to plug Kapihan with Sir Lex, a new program that we're brewing here this coming year. And before we move on, we'd also like to take a moment to congratulate the founder and CEO of Aslex PH Academy, Dr. Felix Concepcion Beroya, on the release of his TED X Makati Talk on lifelong learning. We invite you to check out the most recent post and celebrate the milestone with us as we continue to advocate learning that is accessible, inclusive, and impactful. And of course, the celebration wouldn't be complete without saying thank you to all of you. Aslex PH Academy has now reached 50,000 fans on Facebook, and this milestone belongs to our students, professionals, and partners, as well as lifelong learners who continue to believe in what we do. Thank you for trusting Alpha, for learning with us, and for helping build a community committed to growth and continuous improvement. Together, we truly become hashtag significantly better. And without further ado, it is my pride and honor to introduce our guest speaker for tonight. This week's episode features Win Nandartet, B Farm, Master of Food Technology, and Master of Science in Humanitarian Engineering with Sustainability, on the topic Humanitarian Engineering with Sustainability. Allow me to read the speaker's bio. Winandar B Farm, MFT, MSc, Humanitarian Engineering with Sustainability, is a food scientist and food systems specialist with experience in food technology, sustainability, and development focused research across Southeast Asia and Europe. She holds a Master of Science in Humanitarian Engineering with Sustainability from the University of Warwick, United Kingdom, a Master of Food Technology from Yangon Technological University, and a Bachelor of Pharmacy from the University of Pharmacy, Yangon, Myanmar. She is currently a food consultant based in Yangon, Myanmar, and previously served as a research fellow under the E-Engage project in Germany and a co-trainer at the Food Science and Technology Association, Myanmar. Her work focuses on food safety, sustainable food systems, and capacity building, and she is a recipient of several international recognitions, including the ASEAN UK Women in STEM, scholarship, and Best Presenter awards from the regional scientific organizations. Alpha TV participants, please jot down your notes as we go on through the discussion. You may also take note of any questions that we will open at the Q&A portion of the talk. And with that, please help me in welcoming Engineer Win Nandarte. Hello, good evening.
Hello, thank you for your kind introduction, Junit.
Yes, Engineer, good evening or good afternoon in Myanmar.
Yes, it's also the afternoon in Europe.
So, would you kindly set up your slides?
Yes, I will show my screen now.
So just a quick reminder to our audience, you may take down notes and any questions you may have, you can ask it at the end of our lecture. All right, engineer, we see it.
Yes, can you see my screen?
Uh, you can put it back to full screen, please. Yes, better.
Okay, so today I will share about the humanitarian engineering with sustainability, which I learned from my MSc course in the Universities of Warwick. So for the engineering, we also think about the engineering is for the technologies and evidence. We also think the engineering is only focusing on the measurements and everything, but we can think about the engineering is for the people, the planet, and for the futures. So one humanitarian engineering is important and very essential roles in the nowadays because we face the climate change problems and also in our environment we face the conflict and the displacement and the growing. So because of the disasters and the conflict and everything we face of the growing of the humanitarian needs. This figure shows the updated data of the conflict watch list hotspots in 2026. So around the world, we face the conflict and the displacement. So because of the conditions, we need the humanitarian centers and also uh, the humanitarian engineers are more important and very important roles in the nowadays. So when we talk about the humanitarian engineering, the first question is, what is the humanitarian engineering? So the humanitarian engineering, this is the definition from my respected professors, Georgios, uh, humanitarian engineering ethics, theories, and writers journals. The humanitarian engineering is the integrations of the engineering with sciences and acts to invent, create, designs, develop, or include the technologies, tools, or processes which promote the well-being of populations facing grand challenges. So in this part, we also know about the invent, create, design, develop, or improve the technology and tools and processes. But the things we need to consider is we have to promote the well-being of the populations that that are facing the grand challenges and the global challenges. This is different from the other sides of engineering. So humanitarian engineering are for the engineering for the crisis and also for the vulnerabilities. And also we have to think about the basic human needs. For example, water, electricity, energy, food, and other things, shelters. So we also think about the basic needs of the human kinds, and also we have to supply these things as a humanitarian engineer. So the ethics and the equities are the basic things we have to think as a humanitarian engineer. So, uh, in humanitarian engineering, there are in the universities of Warwick, there are three different courses. That these are the humanitarian engineer. The second one is the humanitarian engineering with management, and the third one is the humanitarian engineering with the sustainability. So when it is included the sustainability, it's include more about we have to think about more about the environmental protections, social equality, and long-term solutions. As we know, we have the three pillars of sustainability. We have to think about the people and also the planet and the profit. So if people, planet, and profits are variable, equitable, and variable, we can have the sustainability. There are 10 principles for the humanitarian engineering and humanitarian engineer. This is from the Barcelona's 2017 resources. The first thing we have to think about the principle is focus on people. So According to the definitions, we have to think about the well-being of the populations. We mostly emphasize on the people, focus on the people. And the second principle is relate, listens, adds, cooperate, and empower. So after focusing on the people, we have to think, relate, and listens. What is the problems? We have to listen and we have to act and also cooperate and empower the people that are in the privileged places. So the third principle is we need to understand the social and physical context. The fourth thing is we need to become a professional humanitarian engineer. That is, we have to be expert in our technical skills and also emphasizing on the people. And the fourth and the fifth thing is like build the technological capacity. To becomes to follow the principles of the humanitarian engineers, we have to build our technological capacities. We have to build ourselves and also support the people. And then we have to ensure the long-term positive impact. So we also think about the sustainability. So our solution should be the long-term positive impacts. We have to ensure that our solutions are the should give the long-term positive impact for the people. And we have to understand the impact from the social context. And we have to design for the sustainability. We have to assess our strength. And the last but not least, it is like we have to promote the human dignities, rights, and fulfillments. These are the 10 principles of the humanitarian engineering that are similar to the basics engineering concept plus humanitarian thinking. So the key setters that we emphasize and focus on the water and sanitations, and the shelter, the food systems, and the energy. So these are the key setters that can make the people the basic needs. So um, for the experience sharing, during my master degree studies, we have to do some of the projects. So from as an experience sharing, I would like to share about the food systems thinkings of one of the projects of my food system thinkings. Since food safety are the global challenges, we have to think about how to change and how to develop and improve the food systems. As a challenges of global food security module, we need to we need to do the assignment space. This is a teamwork assignment. So uh, as part of my individual assignments, I focus on the project I make is I focus on the country is like the United States, the California states. The things I do is the liberations, the cleaning to combat the food waste and malnutrition in California, policies and sustainable solutions. So why I choose this, this is like a group project. So we have to think about the whole food supply chain and also like focusing on the food security, how to achieve the food security in this area. So in this project, I found out that food waste and malnutrition are significant issues that require the urgent attentions. And the globally around 1.05 billion tons of food waste are generated with one-third of the produced foods becoming the waste and 2.3 billion people are under malnutrition. So from this point, what I find out is like in is in California states. They they focus on is like the things that they focus on is like on the food waste is they do the cleaning process. The cleaning process is not very new things. It's like collecting the surplus food from one place and sharing this surplus food to the other places that are needed. So this is the cleaning process. So for, with the cleaning process, they can combat the food waste problem that are surplus in one places and also the malnutrition problem that are the people in need. So from this project, how in California, they bridge the food waste and the malnutrition process by the cleans. That is to find out the linkage between the food waste and the malnutrition by the cleaning process. The cleaning provides a practical and sustainable way to bridge the gap between the surplus food and the communities in need. So cleaning programs reduce the food waste by collecting and distributing edible food to the food banks, shelters, and the community kitchens. Clean food, primarily fresh fruits and vegetables, provide essentials, nutrients, food insecure populations. It also reduces the methane emissions and reduce the wastage. So the one of the interesting things I found out in my project is like there are 39 cleaning organizations in the California, and each applying different approaches to the food recovery, but they all shows a common non-profit volunteer-driven model. For example, Food Forward's recovers like over 250,000 pounds of surplus food each week and also like produce goods. That is another organization that rescues approximately 294 kilograms of food daily, providing 12,000 servings to individuals facing food insecurity. So these organizations play a crucial role in reducing food waste and improving access to the nutritious food to those people in need. But even the cleaning programs, they also face the challenges because the cleaning program face the logistical and infrastructure challenges, including the storage and transportations, volunteer recruitments, and the training and coordination with farmers and food providers. So legal and liability is another concern. Consumers' awareness and engagements are also the challenges. Solutions include the public campaigns and the social media outreach to educate the communities about the food recovery opportunity. So for this project, I just recommend is like to strengthen the farmer participation by raising awareness about the legal protections and the tax benefits, improving the logistics and infrastructures by support of the state fundings, and the enhancing the community engagements and the policy and enforcement via the public awareness campaign and stakeholders collaboration. The fourth one is like applications of the AI technology for the food waste, trackings, and also distributions. As the conclusions I suggest is like the food waste and the malnutrition are the serious threat to all individual as well as the California states that I did my projects, and the cleaning provide a practical and a sustainable approach to addressing food waste and malnutrition in California. What challenges exist? Policy supports the community involvement and the improve the infrastructures can enhance the food recovery efforts. So by scaling up the cleaning initiatives, Californians can make the significant progress towards the reducing the food waste and the promoting sustainability. This is one of the examples during our master degree. We have to solve one of the challenges, global challenges, one of the global challenges like food security. So that can be in we face the food insecurity in everywhere. It's not only in the USA, it's also in the Asia and also other countries. So from this project, I want to share is like we have to think about what what is the existing solutions that is run in other country. How can we apply to our country? And as an humanitarian engineers, what we can solve and how to apply our knowledge to the global challenges that we face in our country, in our world. So let me continue sec- the presentations. So the second the second the example is like I would like to share about the shuttle process. This is the most exciting project that I have done during my master degree studies. So this is from the modules of the sustainable cities and infrastructures for the emergency. So during this course, we have to do the individual portfolio that is about the shelter arrangements. This is for the shelter arrangements for the people of like 15 15,000 populations. They gave the areas of 675,000 meters square for 15,000 population. That the shelter should be lasting for 10 years. So from this portfolio, I need to think about the planning of the shelters and also for the sustainability of the shelters. So that should be long lasting for 10 years. But it is like it's like a like scenario based assignments. So from these assignments, we have to do the surveys and also like the case study where should we have to do our shelter place. So for my portfolio assignments, I choose the Thailand that is near to my country, and also like I learn about some of the refugee camps and that is run by the Thailand. So I choose the place as a Thailand. So that is near to the Pink
Hello,
Rivers.
Ma'am Quinn. Sorry to butt in. Can you please reshare your PowerPoint presentation because unfortunately it's blocking the shared screen.
Okay. I will share screens.
Can you try to pick the content only option?
Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
It's still the same.
Yeah. The same? Sorry. So can you see now?
Sorry, it's still the same.
See?
Can you click content only option?
Mm. You can see my screen.
Perfect. Much better. Thank you.
Thank you. So this is about, I'm sharing about the refugee settlements of my project. So as a locations, I choose the Thai Myanmar borders
Hi,
because
Engineer Win.
yes,
Sorry, one more. You're sharing about refugee settlements. Can you kindly full screen so we can see?
okay.
Yeah. Sorry, so many interruptions.
Yes, it's
Yes. Perfect.
okay. As a like a process, I choose as a earthquake process for my uh from my project because the earthquake is happening in the border trade of the Thailand and Myanmar. So for the refugee settlements, we have to think about the zoning and the spatial planning. That is the main point for the zoning. So I just do the surveys of the people population in these regions. So from this region, like 50.5% of the persons of the population is female and the 49.5% is male. So, and also from this uh, project, I also learned about there is also the disabled people, like 3% of the household is disabled people. So when we think about the project planning or something, we have to think about the people that is like the inclusivity of all people, the inclusivities and the equitivities of the all people. So as a zonings and the household people. So I found out the single individuals and the small family like 2 to 3 members and the medium families like 4 to 5 members, large family lies more than 6 people family members for my project. As a zonings, I provide the zone like the first one is the residential zones and the residential zones essential service zones, and the sustainability and the future reuse zones. I just separate 3 zones. For the residential zones, I choose the family houses, that is for the medians and the large families, and the singles and the small family houses. And the when we found out the disabled people, so people with disability accessible houses, and the and accompanying minors and the other schedules for the residential zones. For the essential service zones, as we know, the essential things like health and medical centers, educations and the childcare, economic and livelihood hubs, and the wash infrastructures. So, so the project is for the 10 years project. So I need to think about the sustainability and the future reuse zones. This is for I think about the renewable energy hubs and also agriculture and the green spaces and the waste management and the recycling. As a final one, I also think about the community and the recreation spaces for my projects. So after zones, we have to think about what kinds of shelters we have to use. So the shelter should be cost effective and also long lasting because it is for 10 years and also like it's easily accessible. So I choose the 3 shelter types based on the cost effectiveness, easily available, and also the accessibility. The first shelter type one is like the transitional shelter, good upon settlements, and the second one is like the adapted carrying cultural design for the Mela camps. So that is also the previously the located camp in the Thailand. And also the third shelter type is the emergency shelters, uh, the emperor settlements. So I choose the three shelter types with the comparisons of the cost, uh, long-term accessibility, and the other things. So sustainable infrastructures and utilities. The first thing we have to think about is the water source. The water source is since the Thailand is also the rainy, the the weather season is weather is similar to Myanmar and other Asian countries. The water source will be the rainwater harvesting. We will do the rainwater harvesting, and also there is the location is near to the river, so river water filtrations through biosens filters and as affordable water. For the wastewater will be treated from the septic tanks and the kitchens. So the treated water will be used for the agricultures. And also after thinking about the water source, we also think about the energy source. So as an energy source, I think about to use the solar power that will provide the 50% of the camp energy needs because like solars, we cannot use solars for the 100% because of the cost effectiveness and other things and sustainability. So that is supplemented by, and also like some of the remainings will be supplemented by the Thai national grid's electricity and the potential biomass automated integrated recycling and composting systems, and the plastic recycling will mitigate the environmental impact by reducing the waste. So since this is a live simulation scenario for the project, so after 10 years, what will I do for this refugee camp? So after 10 years, the camp will be blended into the ecotourism hubs, the agricultural villages, or the vocational training center to prevent the camp attendance. But in reality, sometimes the refugee camps are longer than 10 years. It will be, sometimes it becomes a lifelong thing. So we should think about more sustainability than 10 years. So for the shelter camp designs and evidence, we have to think about the justi- justifications for the design choices. So the planning is resilience oriented and also adaptable to the seismic risks. So it will integrate with the local economy and support the long-term sustainability. The design is based on the safety, dignities, and the cultural identity. Applications of the renewable energies and the local resources can reduce the environmental impacts and the dependency to the external resources. But however, there is also the challenges that is to achieve the locally accepted designs, the community engagement is needed because the people should be become to empower us and to become part of the project. So to reduce the environmental impacts because of the camps, the closed loop sanitation methods and also the rainwater harvesting will be applied. Greening strategies like I also think about the greening strategies and the tree planting and the sustainable land use plannings to ensure the minimal ecological disruptions. Because of the implementations of the refugee camps, we also think about the ecosystems of the previous conditions and the host country. So as a as a conclusions, a model for the refugee settlements, this conceptual design is based on the human centers. It's also the sustainable thing for the sustainable and for also for the future adaptive refugee camps. So to think about the refugee settlements, we also think about the UNHCR standards as our guidelines and the SPEAR's guideline. So renewable energy adoptions and resilience infrastructures. The camp will provide the dignified living conditions and also to ensure the long-term community development and self-sufficiency. So to from this from this project, as a humanitarian engineers, we can go to the like humanitarian settles, like refugee camp settlements. The first thing we need to think is to take away from this project is like the first things we need to think about is like the people. For the people, we have to provide the basic needs. And for the planet, we have to think about the ecosystems of our host places and the surrounding. And also the planet, we for the planet, we use some of the like renewable energy, the solar system that is for thinking for the planet. So the profit. So in this point, so you would think there is no profit because of this is the refugee camps, but the profit thing is like once the people have a safe and long-term sustainability for their life and everything. The profit is from the human. The social gain is the profit in this process. So the long-term transitions plan. So uh, when we go for the humanitarian engineering, the basic thing we have to think is the people, planet, and also the profit. So now I will continue my the dissertations project. That is the biodiversity action plans. As a humanitarian engineers, and to finish my studies, we have to do the dissertations. From as a dissertations of my project, I did a biodiversity action plan for the Stratford district in the that is located near the Govan to our university place, Warwick University. The Stratford district is very famous because this is the place where the William Shakespeare was born. So it is a famous place, historical place, and also like the tourist attraction places. So I make a draft biodiversity action plan for the Stratford district. So to do the biodiversity action plans, uh, I have the research questions like what is the current distributions and the conditions of the key habitats in these districts and how does the habitat distinctiveness inform ecological sensitivity for developments and what details or monitoring gaps exist in the local biodiversity knowledge. And the final question is how can ecological evidence be further integrated to the planning frameworks? So I have to do the literature review for the ecological values of the Stratford districts and the broader theories and the trend, and also find out the gaps. So as a methodology for the research designs, I make a rapid ecological assessments approach because the dissertation project is only given 3 months. So within 3 months, we have to do, I cannot make the whole ecological assessment for the whole districts. So I have to do the rapid ecological assessment approach. As a data collections, there is like the previous phase 1 habitat surveys and also the species and the eco sites, the record center. I got the information from the record centers, and also there is a designated site like SSSI, LNR, LWS, LPS, AWS. That is like specified to the biodiversity things. So that will be difficult for you all to understand. But and also like I also think about the local plan that is previously run in these districts and also like and the LNRS and LBB. LBB is Local Biodiversity Action Plan that is run in the districts. So for the analysis too, I use the GeoGIS for the mapping and also the Excel for the population and the ecosite classifications. As an output, I found out the biodiversity baselines, the ecological sensitivities, and the policy alignments, and also stakeholder mappings. So from this project, uh, I will skip some of the detailed projects that is run in the projects due to time framing and also like there are very detailed about the biodiversity things. So from this point, I just suggest the Stratford District's Local Biodiversity Action Plan that is up to 2030. Vision is like I focus on the seven strategic themes. The first theme is like the nature recovery and the habitat management. And the second thing is the species recovery and the conservations. And the third thing is the water resilience. The fourth thing is the urban blue placemaking, green and blue placemaking. The fifth thing is the connecting the communities to the natures. And the sixth thing is the sustainable farming and land management. And the final thing is the governance policy and the finance. So from this these seven strategic themes are also aligned with the humanitarian engineering principle that is focused on the people. For the people, I think about their well-beings. So I just think about the urban green and blue placemaking, water resilience, and the connecting the community to the natures. And also for the planet, I also think for the nature recovery and the habitat management planning and the species recovery and the conservations and the sustainability farming and the land management. And as a final point, I also think about the governance policy and funding is like to do the project or evidence. We also need the fundings and also the guideline that should be done by the government or like one of the organization. This is the seven strategic things that is made for my dissertation project for the biodiversity action plan projects. And also like the people as a humanitarian engineer, we also think about empowering and community engagement. And so for this project, I also think about the stakeholder engagements. And also, I just use the Petrol framework for the stakeholders classifications and also made the interest, influence, stakeholder engagements framework that is high interest and low influence, high interest and high influence persons, and also low interest and low influence persons, low interest but high influence persons, according to my projects. So for my project research and my discussion is that uh, we have to think about the nature of recovery because to go with the sustainability and other things, we have to think about NPS nature-based solution things. And also we have to think about the partnerships that will be the authorities, farmers, NGOs, and communities. And that we have to think about the policy alignments. That is like, since my project is based in the UK, so I just made the policy alignment with UK 25 years plan, PNG, LNRS, and also the climate resilience policy. So when we think about as a humanitarian engineer, we have to think the policy, the people, and everything, because our engineering definitions include the well-beings of the population. And the things I also think about the community engagements. Uh, I also regarded as a residents, as a stewards, and the more defines for the biodiversity action planning. And the future planning is like the resilience ecosystems will be goal up to the 2030s. So the framework for the action is look at biodiversity action plans, such clear objective actions and the responsibility. The collaboration is essential because without the collaborations and without engagement, we cannot success our project. The stakeholders and the community must work together for our projects and the alignments with the national goals. So we need to support the PNGs, the climate, and also like the health co-benefits. We also think about because the green space is also essential for the human well-being. And call to actions, this is the roadmap for the safeguarding the biodiversity for the 2030s. So final recommendations for my project is like to integrate the comprehensive local biodiversity data from ongoing surveys and the monitoring scheme, because this is not the finishing part, this is the starting points, and it's also the ongoing process. We need to do the ongoing things and the monitoring schemes, and the undertaking the cost benefit analysis for the proposed actions to inform the resource allocations, because if we regarded one place as a like a specific interest places, we have to allocate the residents and other people and other places. We have to resource allocations. We have to do the uh, allocations of the resources and then exploring the innovative financing mechanisms. That is like, for example, the private investments in ecosystem services, carbon credits, and the strengthening the cross-boundary collaborations with neighboring districts, because this is we the biodiversity is not only one of the district problems, that is like the neighboring districts also need to think about the this biodiversity. So the cross-boundary collaboration is also needed for the ecological connectivity at a landscape scale, and periodically reviewing and updating the local biodiversity action plan to respond to the emerging challenges and the opportunity. So this is the dissertation project of my master degree. So from this dissertation project, when we think about the project or the evidence, we have to think about the people well-beings and also the environmental things like planet well-being, and also so from the if we get the well-beings of the planet, we can also achieve the people well-beings in interact with. This is the this is this is the experience sharings of my projects. So now I will continue my presentations. So to become as a skill to become as a humanitarian engineers, the skill we needed are the technical skills. Like yes, especially like it's an engineering thing. So we should be expecting our technical skills and also think about the systemic thinkings. Not only the small things, we have to think all overviews of our project and everything. And the third things we have to consider is the communications and the empathy. Because we are focusing on the people, so we need to know the problems of the people. We have to communicate with the peoples, and also we have to think the empathy in our project and our work. So As an this is all about the humanitarian engineering, uh, some of the challenges that some of the global challenges that we have to face during our master degree studies and the projects. So as a career pathway, what we can do is like we can go to the NGOs and the UN agency. That is depending on your previous expertise and previous interests. Like for me, my background is like pharmacy and food technology. So I have no engineering background. But after doing this master degree and this my biodiversity action planning projects, I want to do the as for my future career pathway. Uh, I want to do I want to implement the sustainable cities that will focus on the food security, that will think about the food security and social things as one of the infrastructures for the sustainable city. That is thinking thinking the people and also the food security, one of the infrastructures for implementing the sustainable city. That is my thinking career, future career pathway that I want to focus on. So that will be in the NGO or the UN agency. And the second things, you will go as a humanitarian engineer as a research and the policy things, because we have to think about the policy things and the suggestions. So you can go do the research and the policy things. And the third way you can go is the social enterprises, that is thinking for the people and the improvements of the well-beings. And the fourth thing is the academic. You can continue PhD and PhD and also the postdoc and also continue the academic pathway. These are the career pathway after finishing as a humanitarian engineers. So from this presentation, the key takeaway as a humanitarian engineer with sustainability is the people is the first things we have to think about. So people before the project, before starting the project or before starting one of the work, we have to think about the people. People are the first priority for the humanitarian engineering. And also the second thing is the sustainability. We also have to think about the sustainability of our project and also the dignity of the people. The project should be sustainable and also the project should be think about the human dignities. And the engineers, from as an engineers, we also think about the engineer as a change maker, because we are solving the global challenges and the problems in our according to our solutions. That will be the impact will be small or the impact will be bigger or the impact will be super big, but we are also the change makers. So this is all about my presentations, and thank you for your attentions. There will be the questions and the reflections system. This is the references, and this is the content of my LinkedIn. So one before the questions and the reflections, I would like to share the opportunity uh, to become the humanitarian engineer is like when you Google about the MSc in humanitarian engineering or like bachelor's in humanitarian engineering, there is a list of the university like for my universities like universities of Warwick and other university from the like Australia and the US. The courses are available in the UK, also Australia and the US. And This is the courses you can find as a humanitarian engineer. And the opportunity I want to share is like to attend this master degree. You can also apply the scholarship. Uh, for me, I'm got a scholarship from the British Council, like a woman in STEM scholar. So there is also the other scholarship for these courses like Japanese scholars and the Commonwealth scholar. This is for the UK base. For the Australia's and other country, there is a specific scholarship for this program. So if you want to become to attend the scholarship, to attend the master degree with the scholarship, you can also find out the scholarship opportunity for the universities that that will provide you the sustainable educations and also your lifelong educations that will support you for not only the financials and but also the other things. So if you want to more about the scholarship things and also like the university things, you can contact me from my LinkedIn account. Yes, thank you.
All right, so let's please give a big round of applause to Engineer Win. So, Engineer Win and Darthet, thank you very much for your presentation. So, to add to that, you were just saying that they can reach out to you if they would want
Yes,
scholarship. They would explore scholarships
yes,
to study also sustainability, to become a sustainability engineer, humanitarian engineer.
yes. Uh, I'm a I'm a scholarship holders of like Women in STEM scholarship from the British Council, so I can share about the Women in STEM scholar. But for my classmate and the colleague are from the Children scholars and the Commonwealth scholars, so I can link with other scholarship types if they want to know more about this.
Okay, so it's also part of the sustainability to have more engineers to become humanitarian engineers so that they can continue your work. So to summarize, Engineer Win did share with us that she had three major projects while doing her studies. She did on food systems, refugee settlements, and biodiversity action plan. So very diverse. And she did come from a background of pharmacy, then a master's of food technology, and now humanitarian engineering. So the floor is open for any questions. You may post your questions here, but let's get the ball rolling. Can I ask you a question? Is humanitarian engineering a social science or more of engineering?
Yes, according to the definitions and other things, it's a combination of the social science plus the engineering things. Because without the engineering things, without the technological things, we cannot do the well-beings of the people. So it's a combination of the social science plus the engineering things.
Right. So you did come from pharmacy and food tech. So which of the three projects, the food systems, refugee settlements, and the biodiversity, which one was most challenging for you?
The most challenging one is the refugee settlements.
Mm,
Uh, because I previously I worked as a food consultant and focuses on the food security things. So the food project is easy for me. And like for the refugee
mm,
settlements, this is also I need to think all about the settlements of the all of the engineering things like renewable energies, solar systems, and also like how to arrange the settlements and also how to planning the refugee camps in the zones. And this is the zonings and everything is I need to follow the UNHCR guidelines. But this is the most challenging and the most exciting project during my study. Yes.
I'm inviting them to the audience to ask questions. But I do have one more.
Yes.
Uh, you're emphasizing that the humans should be the center because it's humanitarian engineering, but with sustainability. How do you make sure that your solutions will continue to work 5 to 10 years in the future, even without when the engineers leave the community?
Oh, yes. Like the humanitarian principles that I showed previously, there are 10 principles. There is one thing is that we need to focus on people, but there is one of the principle is like we have to empower the people. We have to build the technological capacities, and also like we have to empower the people. That is, we have to listen, relate, ask, and also cooperate and empower. This is the second thing of the principle. So even the engineering things are finished and the engineers leave the refugee camps or the places, we empower the people. So the peoples will be the stakeholders and the monitoring points for the project and the well-being of these people. So this also apply in my the biodiversity action plannings. So as a conclusions, I make the people as the monitorings and monitoring uh, the residents as a monitoring and as stakeholders for this project. So uh, yes, your question is very interesting. So, uh, we not only focusing on the people, we have to empower the people to continue the project sustainability and the well-being.
Okay, thank you very much. So to recap, you need to empower the people to make sure that your solutions are sustainable. And your time frame is 5 to 10 years, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
We have a question from one of our audience. Vincent Carmelotes is asking, how is humanitarian engineering different from traditional engineering?
Okay. Yes, this is the good questions, and also like this is the questions I have to answer whenever there is there's I when I study the humanitarian engineers or something, they want to know what is humanitarian engineers and what is it. So so for the traditional engineering, like the core difference is the traditional engineering as the how do we build this effectively, safely, and at scale for technologies or like for building uh housings or something like this. The traditional engineering as is like how do we build this efficiently, safely, and at scale. But for the humanitarian engineers, the questions we will ask is, should we build this at all? For whom? In what way? And with what long-term consequences? So this is the big difference between like we have to think about for which people, which ways, and also uh, how is the sustainability that is the long-term consequences. So the key difference is like the purpose. The purpose is like traditional engineering is like they can optimize the performance or the cost or the efficiency of the machines or the technologies or everything. And they also serve the clients, companies, or the governments. But for the humanitarian engineering, we, as our definitions and other things, we have to meet the basic human needs. That is water, shelters, or food, energy. And we mostly serve for the vulnerable and the crisis-affected populations. And also the things we focus on the dignities, equities, and the survivors. So I think that will satisfy the questions of the Vincents.
Yes, I think so too. Uh, Wonderful. There are three considerations. Should we build this at all? If you're a humanitarian engineer, should you build it? For whom? And the third question is, what are the long-term consequences? So that differentiates the humanitarian engineer, right? There might be other questions there, but of course, you did drop your contact so they can reach out to you. I do have one more question from a private individual. Can you share references to your studies so that they might want to explore going into humanitarian engineering? And you were sharing your studies earlier. Are they published? Can we read your publications?
For my study, these are the studies are uh, part of the course
Mm,
course
coursework.
requirements.
Mm,
So the coursework. So uh, they are not published yet. For the final one, biodiversity action plannings.
mm,
That will be. This is also the ongoing projects. Like after sometimes maybe like after 2 or 3 months, that will
mm,
be published in the Stratford District Council website for the
mm,
biodiversity action planning. That will be published in the Stratford District Council's website. So that one will be published. So for the first two, like food project and also uh, refugee
refugee
settlements ones.
settlements.
Um, that is not published one, but I'm planning to publish them
Mhm.
as my portfolios in my websites or the other places. If I publish, I will share with all of the other DB teams.
Thank you very much. And we'll make sure also to follow you on LinkedIn so that we see any updates from Engineer Win Nandartet. So with that, we want to thank you for being with us here tonight. Let's give her again a wonderful round of applause. From the Filipino community, maraming salamat po. Thank you very much. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a few more. We'll close the Q&A portion, and we'll be giving you some time for the evaluation form, but shortly after a few announcements. Thank you very much for your kind attention to this evening's Alpha TV episode. So please remember that we'll be having an evaluation form, and this will be required to receive your e-certificate. The link will automatically close after 30 minutes of issuing. So thank you very much again, Engineer Win, for the insightful presentation. On behalf of everyone tonight, thank you for sharing your insights on the humanitarian engineering with sustainability topic. Together, we become hashtag significantly better. Today's event is made possible by IXL, CIE Review Center, Startup Podcast PH2Os, and Kapihan with Sir Lex. You can also continue your learning journey and become hashtag significantly better by enrolling in our online courses and self-paced programs. Ongoing programs this February and March include the Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt, Project Management Fundamentals Certification, our Lean Six Sigma Green Belt Training and Certification, Certified Data Analyst, the Alpha Certified Kaizen Professional, Certified Generative AI Professional, and the Lean Six Sigma Black Belt Training and Certification. We also have runs starting late March and moving into quarter two. We have the Certified Agile Scrum Master, Certified Data Analyst, Analytics Associate, the Certified Lean Professional, Certified Generative AI Professional, and the Certified Machine Learning Professional, Certified Design Sprint Professional, Certified Project Manager, and the Certified Sustainability Professional. Our self-paced programs under Alpha Anytime Learning are also available so that you can learn at your own pace. We have Lean Six Sigma White Belt, Yellow Belt, and Green Belt, the Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, Self-Paced Project Management Fundamentals, and a Data Analyst Certification. We have the Certified Kaizen Professional, the Self-Paced Data Science Fundamentals, Experimentation for Process Improvement Certification. And lastly, the Continuous Improvement Fundamentals, Self-Paced Lean Fundamental Certification, and the Self-Paced Presenting with Impact. Feel free to explore, of course, our other programs under any format, online, scheduled, live with learning experts, or even the self-paced. Just visit asklex.com/courses to see what kind of course will fit your schedule and your style of learning. Explore Asklex PH Academy Alumni Network to learn more and collaborate on continuous improvement, innovation, and analytics. Please follow Asklex PH Academy on all social media to stay updated on future announcements and free webinars like Alpha TV. And with that, please take a screenshot. We have our evaluation form. Again, this will be available for only 30 minutes starting now. So fill out and answer the evaluation form, and this will serve as your attendance to get your free e-certificate. And if you'd like to see more of Alpha TV and catch us next week, you can pre-register for next week's episode. That's February 13 on a Friday. So secure your slot by registering early through this QR code. So if I were you, I would take a screenshot. My colleagues are also sharing the link in our chat box so that you can also access it through there. So once again, the QR code will be available, the link will be available for 30 minutes starting now. And with that, maraming salamat. Thank you for all your attention this evening. That concludes our session for tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again Fridays this February at 7 p.m. for free Alpha TV sessions. Once again, my name is Zunix, and this is Alpha TV making us hashtag significantly better. Good evening, and let's see more of each other this 2026. Salamat po.